Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. How's your day kicking off? Boy, yesterday was pretty, wasn't it? Actually, nice to have a little rain. Some of you might say, I didn't have any rain. There was a little bit out there, a little drizzle. We've got some big rain, though, coming later in the week. So we'll talk about that. We're going to give you the weather. Now, remember, if you're outside of our area in another city or another state, please let us know where you're watching from. And if you are hopping on a plane and you're taking us with you on vacation, I love that. Spread hope and inspiration and light all around the world, no matter where you are. And of course, always share this with your family and friends and your followers so they can wake up to this kind of positivity. Thank you so much for all of you diehards that have been watching for the last 2.5 years. And then all of you that are brand new, I'm so glad that you have found the show. We're going to give you some news you can use, and then we'll get into a little sports, what's on tap for the National Day of Calendar. And then today I get a chance to visit with two friends from my past years in media. We're going to talk about Mo Better Foundation and Crippling Hot Sauce. So Dave Welborn and Drew Davis are my guests. Stay tuned for that. And if you're friends or family of them, or you've been involved in the organization, give us a shout out. We're very interactive with you. Drop some comments for us. And then again, text or call anybody that you know that doesn't know that we're on. They may not be following. That's the benefit of following and subscribing so that you get the live notification. All right, as I mentioned, weather-wise, it's been really, really pretty. We're in fall. You can't tell by the color of the leaves, unfortunately, because of the drought conditions that we had. It is still green out there. Let's take a look for you. 82. So again, warmer, like our aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore said yesterday. A little warmer than average. 82, partly sunny. 60 for a low tonight. Tomorrow, 82 for a high, so we're actually creeping up there. Thursday, 81, but look at Friday, mid-80s. Definitely not fall-like. We're into the low 60s, so the cold weather we saw last week in the evenings, not the case until we get into Sunday night. So we look at Saturday, 60% chance of rain and storms, and they could be severe, folks, by the way, so be weather aware. 78 for the high. You do have St. Louis City SC in action Saturday night, and it starts to get a little cooler and breezy as we go into Sunday morning with a 40% chance of morning rain. That high only 68. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday expect 74, 75 into the low 70s by Wednesday. Then we're getting into the upper 60s. So where we are for our lows right now is what our high is going to be by the time we get into next week. So again, as I mentioned, if you're outside of our area, I'd love to know what the weather looks like where you are. Let's stay with the weather theme. My mom was just saying this the other day. We were moving things around in her garage and she had her snowblower and she's like, oh, we're going to get a lot of snow. I'm like, don't say that. And she's like, well, that's what everybody's saying. So let's talk about this. La Nina has arrived in the United States, and here is what it means for the winter months. For those of you that hate winter, I'm sorry for this news. The cooler and at times costlier flip side of El Nino has arrived to warp the weather worldwide. The natural weather phenomenon often turbocharges the Atlantic hurricane season, but this La Nina may be too weak and fleeting to cause much trouble. Okay, so in the U.S., La Nina often means more precipitation, including possible snowstorms. I like the word possible. In northern areas and winter dryness in the south. It can even bring heavier rains. Indonesia, the Philippines, parts of Australia, Central America, northern South America, and southeastern Africa. It can also mean drought, though, in the Middle East. We're talking eastern China, Korea, southern Japan. So again, it occurs when certain parts of the Central Pacific Ocean cool by 0.5 degrees Celsius compared to normal. The world had been flirting with one this year. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration declared that La Nina conditions have formed. That was on Thursday, but it's likely to not be very strong, and it may disappear in the next few months. The conditions, especially wind shear, favor more hurricane activity, and we have seen a little bit of that. Winter a year ago had a similar weak system, but there was still some signs of its impact. So I'm going to hope that so far that the meteorologists that have been predicting a lot of snow for us are absolutely incorrect, right? Okay, Mega Millions jackpot. I know everyone says, should I play? Yeah, what the heck? Why not? You can't win if you don't play, right? Well, it hits $600 million for today's drawing. What would you do with all that money? I always like you to drop those comments in. What would you do with $600 million? No one matched the 5 numbers in the Mega Ball in Friday night's drawing. So the next drawing is on tap today. The last time someone won the Mega Millions jackpot back in June, by the way. So the prize money keeps soaring and soaring. This is the 11th time in the game's history that the jackpot has reached $600 million. So good luck to all all of you. Well, Ferguson Brewing may have felt like they hit the jackpot because although they're closing their doors, someone is stepping in. And this is good news for all of you up in the North County area. It's not going anywhere. Good News Brewing will replace the beloved Ferguson Brewing Company when it closes in December. So that ensures that whole South Florissant corridor maintains its neighborhood brew pub presence. Ferguson, which has operated along South Florissant for 15 years, announced that they're closing their doors in December. But then Good News, which operates multiple locations around our area, they're going to take over the space early next year. The incoming brewery plans minor renovations to the existing location before they open their door. And that transition ensures minimal disruption to the local brewing culture that Ferguson helped establish over its decade-and-a-half run in that North County community. All right, we've got some entertainment news. One story with Alec Baldwin and one with all of you Tay-Tay fans. Yes, Taylor Swift. We've got some Taylor Swift news. Let's start with Alec Baldwin. He was in a car accident. You may have seen this on social media. Crashed into a tree in the East Hampton area. He took to Instagram after the accident, briefly addressed what happened. He said, "I'm okay. I was in a car accident this morning, got all these messages." His brother, Steven, was out visiting, and they said he went and said that a garbage truck the size of a whale cut him off on the road. To avoid hitting him, he said he hit a tree. A big fat tree, in fact, was his quote, and crushed my car, my wife's car. I crashed my wife's car. I feel bad about that, but it's all fine. I'm fine, and my brother is fine. He actually had recently taken to social media, by the way, talking about his PTSD for the first time ever. But again, from the car accident standpoint, he is okay. All right. Swiftie fans, and I know a lot of you watch the show and you are Taylor Swift fans. Taylor Swift has announced the Eras Tour docuseries and final show concert movie. She announced that a 6-part docuseries, the Eras Tour, The End of an Era, and a new concert film, The Eras Tour, the final show, will premiere on Disney Plus coming up on December 12th. And her fiance, Travis, by the way, is also featured in the teaser. Kelsey was in attendance at several tour stops and made an on-stage appearance in London back in June of 2024. All right, in sports news, how about them Blues? Yes, they may have opened the season with a loss, but it literally just started. So everyone was like, oh, they lost 5-2, though. They beat the Canucks. In fact, Jimmy Snuggerud scored twice. The Blues beat the Vancouver Canucks 5-2. Braden Shen had a goal and assist as well. Jordan Binnington stopped 29 shots as St. Louis won its second game in a row. Now it's the Blackhawks and the Blues. That game is a late one, by the way, tomorrow night at 8:30. And there were 2 games on tap last night for Monday Night Football. The Bears edging out the Commanders 25-24. The Bills lost to the Falcons. That final was 24-14. Okay. For your National Day of Calendar, National Real Sugar Day. So don't use those sweeteners. National Real Sugar Day, National Dessert Day. We've got 2 ba-boom boom sugars. And then be bald and be free and be proud of it. There you go. You're all up to date before 7:10 in the morning. News you can use, some sports news, entertainment, all of that right in the first 5-10 minutes of our show. Now we get a chance to take a break and we get to inspire you. So good morning, one fell swoop to all of you that are watching right now. We are going to take our break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Mo Better Foundation and a gala coming up in just a few weeks that we would love for you to be at. And then we're going to talk about Crippling Hot Sauce. How did it all begin? I love this story so much because there are so many people that think they can control your life. They say something to you. They think that they know the outcome of your life. They don't believe in you. You believe them. We try to break you of that. Empower yourself and say, you don't think I can do that? Watch me. Right? We do that hashtag, let them watch. And boy, have they been doing that for a long time. So Dave Welborn and Drew Davis, my guests when we return.
Thankful to Monica for having me on the show here today. I just love having the opportunity to try and help other people. There are a lot of people in my life that were there for me in my time of need, and that was important for me today to talk to Monica about that. You know, you can get low and then work yourself back up to where you want to be. And people around you can help you do that. Surround yourself with the right people. That's what Monica tries to do here with this show. In fact, I know that's what she wants to do, is she wants people that are like-minded to help each other, to point each other in the right direction, to lift each other up, not put each other down. It was amazing for me to sit in here and talk with Monica, and hopefully it helps somebody along the way. I know that every show that she puts on is fantastic. It's worth your while to be tuning in every single day. Don't worry about some of the negativity around the world, whether it's on TV and this, that, the other. Tune in here to Monica and let her tell her story as well as her guests tell their story. There's always something that you can get from somebody else. And if you pick up just one little thing that helps you, that makes this a success. And that is why I'm here with Monica today.
Welcome to the mobile Monica version of the Real Monica Adams Show at my favorite restaurant. There's something about a coffee house that's just very warm and welcoming.
Gives you that sense of community.
What are you most proud of since you've opened?
I cry easily. I'm thankful for everybody here.
You opened the door during the middle of the pandemic. You got the best Italian restaurant in the United States. Here in St. Louis, you put us on the map. Does it scare you? You go through fear?
Terrifying.
So how do you get past the fear?
We find something to laugh about.
And welcome back again. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Real Monica Adams Show. I'm your host, Monica Adams, and let me introduce you to my guest, who I've known for a long time in my career. In fact, we just found a video, and we're hoping to get that up for you sometime throughout the show, that's going to take you back to a connection between me and Drew Davis, again, and Dave Welborn. First of all, gentlemen, thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me as well.
And Drew and I just realized, I was like, I swear, I remember meeting him at some point. And we're not going to show it to you yet of how we met, but we'll get to that in just a second. So Mo Better Foundation and then Crippling Hot Sauce. We'll talk about how that all came about. Dave, you and I have known each other since what, my WIL or my KMOX days?
Both.
Do you know?
A long time ago.
So who were you with at the time, though?
Probably either Cardinal Glennon or Children's Hospital.
Yeah. And then you started the Mo Better Foundation.
I did.
How many years ago has it been?
It was 2017, at the end
right?
of 2017, yeah.
And so tell us about the foundation and how did it all come about?
Oh, great. So I've had a long volunteer career and career in nonprofit. I was at Children's Hospital, Cardinal Glennon, but all the time I was with Muscular Dystrophy Association as a volunteer, and then I jumped on the staff. I was so inspired by the people I met at all those places and people I've met along the way. I decided in 2017 I want to start a new foundation called Mo Better Foundation. So what we basically do, we're very simple. I'm a simple guy. Very simple mission. We want to make life more better, Mo Better for Missourians living with physical disabilities. We provide funding so people can help enrich their lives. Where insurance won't pay for or doesn't fully pay for, we'll step in and pay.
I love that.
Yeah.
And how did you and Drew connect?
So a funny story. So
Look at the smile on his face.
I don't even know how long ago it was, but he was just starting his company, and I introduced him to a nephew who has a sauce shop, and we kind of got together. We loved his spirit, and then his humor. He's one of us. He's
You got to follow Drew, by the way. What's your best platform, Drew? TikTok or
Either TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah, so-
Crippling Drew across all platforms.
There's all the information that you need in order to follow Drew. And yes, he is hilarious.
Yes.
And I hope you understand his humor. I did just see Drew at a college football game, and it was hilarious when you were like, why do you think I call my company Crippling Hot Sauce? It's like, come on. And they're like, I don't know. He's like, okay.
The awkwardness every time I speak to people is my favorite part about being disabled. That's kind of the part we're trying to break the barriers on, is to show that we're just like everyone else and you can treat us just like a normal individual, because most people still to this day haven't had an interaction with a disabled person, so they're like basing it off of what other people have told them about people with disabilities, and the information other people have isn't always accurate.
Absolutely, and I love it, Drew. So in some of your videos, I watched so many. I just went down this rabbit hole of laughing with you, but I love the fact that you were like, look, we tell jokes, we make fun of ourselves, we're having fun, it's humor, laugh with us. And when he says that, it's like, don't do the crickets, like laugh with him. But what kind of response do you get since you started this? And we'll go back to tell you how he started the company, but what are the responses you get?
The responses are amazing, both from, able-bodied people, people with physical disabilities, or like parents or family with people with disabilities. So they all love it because a lot of us are the same. None of us really had representation growing up, so nobody really knew what the disabled community is truly capable of. And I thankfully have been able to build a platform of 300,000 followers strong.
Amazing.
Of people that now are starting to see that, we make the same jokes, we can do the same things. So every time I see that because of, my story, somebody else started a business or somebody else did something for somebody with a disability, whether it be a volunteer for a charity or something, it makes me smile, because that's the whole reason I really started it. Yes, I make fun of myself, but the mission was truly greater than that.
Absolutely.
And it's just all crazy that it all came from a school project when my non-developed 16-year-old self thought it'd be funny, and my teacher thought I couldn't do it, so I turned it into a real business.
We're gonna get into that. Once again, if you're just tuning in, Drew Davis, the name of the company, and hopefully by now you've purchased some of these hot sauces, the Crippling Hot Sauces company that he started, again, thecripplingcompany.com, and that's where you can follow Drew. And Dave Welborn, again, from the Mo Better Foundation. We're going to talk about this great gala coming up for you in just a few weeks. But you just mentioned, Drew, this school project, okay? And I want you to listen, everybody listen to this part of the story, because I want you to see yourself in the story. When in your life have you been told by someone, well, that's not going to work, you don't deserve that, it's unrealistic? That's what was told to him. And did you believe them? Did you give them power? Or did you do like Drew and say, you had a school project, and what was that, Drew?
So let's take it back before then. So how I got into hot sauce, this is the important part. At age 14, I weighed 300 pounds.
Yes.
I think I was actually fatter in that news interview that when I was 8 years old than I am now, which is funny. But I got into hot sauce because it was a low-calorie condiment. Lost 150 pounds by changing my diet. So that's kind of how I got into it. The year after I lost all that weight, I had a Christmas midterm. It was due in 2 days. I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? And I look down, I look at myself. I'm like, I like making fun of myself, and I like hot sauce. Let's do Crippling Hot Sauce. So I make this plan about we're gonna rewrite people's perspective around the disabled community through humor and donate to charity with every bottle sold, cerebral palsy research to be exact. And I was so proud of it. I was like, this is gonna be 100% for sure presented. Getting 82, and as a straight A student, and as somebody who the only thing that really works 100% on their body is their brain, is I was kind of dang. So I went up and asked the teacher why, and he said, I thought it was cool, just don't think you could do it, thought it was unrealistic, and that I used that as motivation and turned around and.
Did you immediately say, because I know in some of the comments that I've seen or interviews I've seen that you were like, wait, a B minus. I thought I knocked this one out of the park. Did you sit with it for a little bit, or did it inspire you immediately?
I mean, I'm one of those guys that if something's going to inspire me, I do it tomorrow. or like
Love
today,
this.
today or tomorrow. So like I like went home right away, started researching. I didn't even know how to use a microwave correctly. So why I thought like making hot sauce was gonna be my calling, still don't know to this day. But I was able to figure it out, and fast forward to today, we launched with $3,000 that I saved up from Christmases and birthdays throughout my life. And fast forward to today, we've sold hundreds of thousands of bottles, all while donating to people with disabilities along the way. And
I love
I
that.
built a following, like I said, of 300,000 plus, just making fun of myself and having fun.
Again, folks, Drew Davis, isn't it incredible? So you just saw some of the hot sauces. We'll talk to you in just a bit about what your favorites are. I also would love to know if you've got some favorite recipes that we can put these with. So yes, he is giving back and he is empowering himself and a lot of you. Again, that entrepreneurial spirit. So as you hear that, it gives you chills, because he could have gone in a completely different direction. He could have listened to that teacher and thought, oh, okay, it's unrealistic. I'm not going to go anywhere. I will ask you this before we come back to Dave. Have you spoken with that teacher since then?
I have. He loves it. He thinks it's great. And I always say, like, it's literally no hard feelings. Like, who would have known? I didn't know I was going to be able
Right.
to do that. So the fact that I was able to get motivated, I know without that push, I wouldn't have. If I got 100%, I wouldn't have done that. I
Yes.
just work off of spite. It's how I work.
Oh, no, absolutely.
So-
I agree. And there are a lot of people in life where they say, okay, you know what? You don't believe in me, but I believe in myself. And that's the greatest thing that you can do, is say, I'm not going to give you power. I'm going to do something with this. And sometimes we need that kind of a person in our path to go, okay, watch this.
I think my business teacher knew reverse psychology very well.
Well, again, he's giving back. You brought him on as an advisory. So talk about that.
Yeah, so we have a small board. We're a small organization. We help a lot of people. We have a big mission, but I need help along the way.
Sure.
And I try to reach out and connect with people. We have a initiative this year called Connected by Design. We want to connect with people to help further our mission and to help people. There's so I look for people, organizations, and then we have our friendship with Drew for the last several years. I thought, he's a great advisor for many different reasons. So we have a volunteer advisory council, and made up of all sorts of people from all industries, disabled, people with disabilities, people in the community, lawyers, doctors. We all come together and we just help us grow our mission. So I met him, and like I said, along the way, we've formed a friendship. I'm a huge fan of Drew and what he's doing, not just the success he's had with the Crippling Hot Sauce, but just him in person. It starts with the person, and he's a tremendous person. I don't want to keep talking like that because his head is big enough. But
We could barely get him in here.
but you know what? His heart is also very big.
Yes,
so he
you can
does.
see that.
Not many people at the age of 16, 17 decide I want to create a company and I want to give back at the same time. Immediately
Absolutely.
give back. And
Right, because it could be
kinda
very
special.
ego-driven.
Yes.
So Drew, you have cerebral palsy, right?
Yeah.
But with Mo Better Foundation, you help. And can I ask you this, because I'm not going to say which TV station, but we were in a time period where everything was changing, everything we've ever known in life, and they were like, you can't use the word disabled. Let me ask you, because you are. Do you have a problem with it?
I honestly think it's worse when people try to, like, we are disabled by
Definition.
but that's okay. Like, just like how I can't walk, a lot of people can't do the splits, but like, it's literally, most people, not everybody can do everything, and that's okay. But I think as soon as you try to like shy away from the truth and not hit it head on, that's when people like, that's when, education starts to go the wrong way. Because you don't want to shy away from the facts.
Yep.
You want to educate about the facts.
Amen.
So like that's the whole thing. I've never cared about being called disabled because I am, and you could be like happy and proud about that. Like that, it's okay. I'm just happy that I'm here, and there's a lot of people with disabilities that are way worse off than I am.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, and another thing that I love, again, I want you to follow Drew because he will inspire you, he'll educate you, he'll enlighten you. The thing that I love in one of your videos is I have cerebral palsy. It doesn't identify me, right? It's something that I have, but it's not who I am.
yeah, that's like kind of my whole thing. It's like people, like especially like strangers, even to this day, like you've seen in some of the videos, like some people have a difficult time looking past the wheelchair, and my family did an incredible job, not really making me seem any different. Like I was treated the same way as anybody else in my family, and I think that went a long way, because I think when people, hear about a disability, whether they're having a kid with a disability of their own or they are newly disabled, I think they think their life is over. And like in 2025, with people like Dave, that's just not the case. There's plenty of resources. There's plenty of new adaptive equipment that makes your life way better. And that's why I am so happy I was born in the time I was, because if I was born in ADA was passed in 1990, and it's still, to this day, it's outdated.
Right.
But if I was born in the 80s,
Absolutely.
disabled people in the 80s had not a great life. So I'm just happy that I was born when I was, as healthy as I can be. Whether I can walk or not, I really don't care about that. Like, people always ask me, like, if I ever, wish I could walk. I just don't think about that, because that's literally scientifically nothing I can change at this point. Maybe eventually I have a robo-suit, but until then, I think people, disabled or not, think way too much about the things they can't control.
Yep.
So people ask me, what I think about it. I'm like, I really don't.
I love that. You also just had a video, speaking of a suit, you were in a suit and you were throwing things. What was that?
A rage room.
Rage room.
Right.
He's like, I have cerebral palsy. Take that. All right, folks, if you're just tuning in, again, feel free to drop comments in. If you've had his hot sauces, I would love that. If you've been impacted by the Mo Better Foundation, we're going to talk about an Ironman. Think about what it takes to do an Ironman competition. This guy just did that. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about a gala that's coming up, his hot sauces, and hopefully we can show you this video where Drew and I actually first met, which I love that you found this. He's quick. I need him on my team. Don't go anywhere. More with Drew Davis and Dave Welborn when we return. By the end of this, I want 100% raising your hands. I'm here to empower you because you all have intrinsic value. I don't care if someone has told you that you don't. Today, we are here to make you believe in yourself.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Bonacorsi, and I'm the president and founder of J Bloom. And I chose Monica Adams to be our keynote speaker because of the positivity that she illuminates whenever she speaks. She's an amazing influence and has so much impact on these women that they are going to leave changed.
It's a constant education. Never stop being the leader. If you are given the opportunity to be, and I hate the word boss, by the way, don't we like leader more? Have you all seen that image of a boss shouting behind their team and then the leader out in the trenches? And I know there's a lot of people that are thrown into your paths, and there are people who try to squash your dreams. It could be your partner, it could be your parents, your children, a boss that you've had, but you cannot, from this day forward, I'm going to ask you to not give them power any longer. So we think it, we write it, we hear it. Think right here. Make connections today. Then pave that way. You now have the awareness. So how do you pave that path?
Your message, at the end, can be anything, but before that, be kind.
Yep.
My husband's a pastor, and that every one of his sermons, that's always within it. That be kind.
Yep.
You have to be kind.
It is.
Oh, you're fine.
Look at this. So there's an employee out there who still thinks of you because you were kind to them. Never stop being that leader. By the way, I want to be remembered for this phrase when I'm no longer on this earth. The greatest rewards in life come from the most uncomfortable walk. God meant for me to talk to you. Oh, it's okay. You, honey, have a lot of value. And someone's told you that you don't. And I was meant to be in your life today. I've always said, I have chills. Do we all have chills? God, I say, if you can have me change one person's life, then I have done your job. I'm hoping it's all of you. But see, she's not okay for whatever reason. I don't know your story, but I'm going to tell you they're wrong. And all these women believe in you.
To hire Monica Adams for your next event, email info@therealmonicaadams.com.
I was just on the Real Monica Adams show, and it was really a good experience for me. When I walked in, the building is just peaceful. The environment is beautiful here. Monica really made me feel welcome.
The Monica Adams show allows people to be themselves. It's really important to share kindness, to be real, to offer stories and things that will give people hope and a reason to smile.
Rather than waking up aggravated, disappointed, and wondering, where's this earth going? Choose to wake up with something that'll put your mind and your heart in the right direction. Start with Monica.
Can you close that door? And welcome back again to the Real Monica Adams Show. We are inspiring you today, and we would love for you to share this show. By the way, I always want you to check, even though all of you think you might be, see if you are actually clicking on follow. That is why a lot of you don't get the notification that we are live. So click follow on YouTube, as you just saw. Go to @TheRealMonicaAdams and click subscribe. That way you always get notified. All right, I like some of the comments coming in. Some of them must have been already before I pulled this up, but I believe, is it your dad that's giving you a lot of trouble, Drew?
Yeah, that's...
He said Drew's mom dresses him funny. I don't see that one on here. It must be somewhere. John, I am trying my hardest. We have sent the video twice to my director, but for some reason he's not getting it. We're trying to play a clip of when Drew and I first met, and hopefully we can. If not, we'll drop it in later. Somehow, some way, I'm going to make this happen. So he met me when I was at Channel 2, at Fox 2, and you did traffic with me as a variety kid, right?
Yeah, I think I was like 8 or maybe 10 at the time.
And Drew just found it, so we've got to make this happen. We come hell or high water, we're going to make this happen. Drew, Rose is hitting on you.
No.
She said Drew is a good-looking guy. Yes, he is. That's an obvious. Let's see. Thanks a lot, Drew. I feel like a slump. They shouldn't call it disability. You show an ability. I love that. And Stephanie says, Drew, you're amazing. Thank you for all you do. She walks with a walker. She said, but I keep on going. And you are inspiring others to do the same. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Crippling Company, his hot sauces, which you started in what year, Drew?
I started in 2022 now.
2022. And he has gone from putting his own money in, again, being told that this is a good concept, but it's unrealistic, to a 7-figure company. You said you have 300,000 followers, but your content has garnered, what, over 8 million views?
Yeah, in the past 7 days, 8 million views. Lifetime, we're got about just shy of 72 million.
Whew. I'm so proud of you. And again, and he's not stopping anytime soon. I went into the break talking about all of you that think, okay, I have a disability, I can't do this, or I can't do that. Oh yeah, well, watch this. Drew just got done doing an Iron Man. You got to be kidding me. Look at this video, which, by the way, is very well done. Who is this that did the Iron Man with you, Drew?
That's my cousin, Josh, and our great production team we had on site that did that for us. Youngest disabled Ironman finisher ever.
Youngest disabled Ironman finisher ever. Where is this, by the way?
This was in New York.
New York, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What area of New York?
It was in Long Island.
What made you want to do this?
I mean, the fact that, not many people can first of all, yes, we are our team, but it doesn't go, it goes without saying that without my cousin, obviously, this wouldn't be possible. But from day one, we've always been a family. We've done things together. So when, we were thinking about like crazy marketing stunts to do, he was like, well, I like to do crazy stuff. I like to run, bike, swim. And we both just said Iron Man. And honestly, when we first said that, well, the first thing was to climb Mount Everest.
Is that going to be on your bucket list still?
No, well,
Okay.
I can't. Part of my disability, I can't regulate body temperature.
Okay.
And like normal people like die doing that, so we're like, maybe not. But we settled on Iron Man. And
You didn't settle on Ironman. That's incredible.
yeah, the full. That was the 70.3. The full thing is in April in Texas.
Okay, so I was following Josh on LinkedIn, and I saw him say, let's go, and I looked at what was coming. So is that what you're doing in April?
Yes. The
Unbelievable.
full, it's a 26.2 mile run, which is last, by the way.
Yeah.
It's 1.2 mile swim, and it's like a, I forget it's a 100-mile bike ride.
Yeah.
So then after that, we're hoping to do an ultra marathon, which is 100
miles.
Yeah.
He's not, again, I mean, look at this. Think about all the things that you say, I can't do. Somebody said earlier, I feel like I'm slumping here. Yes, get off the couch. Let him inspire you. That's what these shows are all about. It's just absolutely incredible. Let me ask this. What was the most difficult part of the Ironman for you?
For me, it was not peeing for 10 hours.
That'd be me.
Right?
For like the race itself, it was 100% the bike because it was like completely uphill.
Yeah.
And it was, for this one, it was like 50 miles because it's half of that. So it's a 50-mile bike ride uphill.
Incredible.
Josh is cramping.
Sure.
We cheat coded a little bit. I'm just like handing him bananas as we're going because usually like people stop as like they need it because it's only when people. But it's like screw that, Josh. Just
Keep going.
Load me up with bananas. I'll hand it to you.
Here's an IV.
So yeah, we did it together, and surprisingly, even though I'm not doing a bunch of the physical work, it's still because of like the bumpy terrain.
Yeah.
Beats you up, like even just
absolutely
sitting there for 10 hours. So yeah, I mean, it was an incredible experience, and my favorite part for me actually, because the Long Island one, you actually do your swim in the ocean.
Yeah.
So like being in the middle of the ocean, we actually have an inflatable kayak that Josh pulls me in. I'm just like sitting there. I get drenched from all the people.
All the waves, I'm sure. All the people. Yeah.
And then like people are like trying to hold on to the kayak to like get a break.
Rest.
Yeah.
Get off.
Yeah, I'm like swatting them away like flies.
Again, if you're just tuning in, folks, we are having so much fun. Drew Davis and Dave Welborn. So Dave is with the Mo Better Foundation, and these two work together, again, to educate, to enlighten, to empower. I mentioned that you have a wonderful gala coming up that I would love for you all, if you can, to be at or help in some way. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So we do a gala where it's our biggest fundraiser of the year. We do an upscale party. We kind of make things more different. I've done this personally for almost 50 years now with galas, and I always wanted to do something a little different. That's our gala. It's going to be at Grants Farm this year, November 1st. It's a ticketed event. We have on our website, you can purchase tickets or follow us on Facebook, social media. We have opportunities there, but it's an opportunity for us to celebrate who we are, We bring in people. Drew is actually one of our guest speakers. We brought him a couple of years ago to one of our events, and people just fell in love. I had him tasting out his sauces as an introductory, and then we had him speak a little bit, and people just obviously fell in love with Drew.
Sure.
And one of the things that what we do is work with to help make lives more better. But I was inspired a long time ago, especially today. We're celebrating the 2-year anniversary of the death of a really good friend of mine with spinal muscular atrophy, who tried to live independently as possible. And his name was Gary Wilson. I met Gary at summer camp when he was 8 years old, and we formed a bond for 40 years until he passed away at 54. But we celebrate that. Gary was all about living with a disability, and so was Drew.
Absolutely.
And we say people living with physical disabilities on purpose.
Right.
If you can do your dreams, live as independently, we adaptive gaming program to help people who may have lost the ability to play video games, especially Drew's age and a little older, that played video games for a long time. If you lose that ability, we're working with universities throughout the state, Maryville University here in St. Louis, to develop projects and programs and funding for those individuals to play. We do smart homes, so you can open doors. You can live as independently. You can use Alexa to live your life.
We've come a long way, haven't we?
We have, and it's all about living.
Yes.
So our gala celebrates that. Drew has said is going to be a speaker. We also have Pierre Paul, who's with We Hear You. They have a door opening system. It's an app. You can open doors. So Drew can leave this building with just an app.
Voice activated?
They have voice activated, and he's got a button on his phone. It all integrates together. So Pierre is a local guy who is very big in the disability community. He's an entrepreneur as well, and he's helping make lives better.
What would you say you've learned most from working with Drew?
Just, and first of all, as Drew said, I don't see him in a chair. I see Drew. I talk about Drew. Drew could be living with a disability, but I could say Drew is living with black hair and a beard.
A great smile.
And a smile.
Not a good beard, but a beard.
Well, I was going to say a scraggly beard, which is he's working on. He's young. He'll get there. But I could say that as well. But I see Drew, and I see what Drew's able to do. And Drew is fortunate because some people with cerebral palsy don't have the ability to speak.
Right.
There are communication devices that allow people to speak, and they can use their voice.
Right.
And Drew has that ability. Not everybody does. People with ALS. They lose the ability to speak. There are ways you can live.
Sure.
And so, as Drew said, and I love this, he was fortunate to be born in this time because the advances daily.
Oh, we've come so far.
Right.
I mean, again, you've been around the community for a long time.
Right.
I used to do work with Muscular Dystrophy Association, Variety Club. Again, I just look back in my 30 years of where we were 30 years ago and where we are now. But that is why we raise money. That's why he gives the percentages that he does from his hot sauce company. That's why you go to the gala, so that you can continue to fund that evolution.
Right. That's exactly right. I'm sorry, Drew.
I was going to say, I do think I'm playing with fire with the senses I do have, because I just got pepper sprayed for a video yesterday.
So can I this is great. So one of the things we're auctioning off in a live auction is, and I know you do a lot of them. Next time we'll get you as well.
Yes, you got to have me as an MC in an auction. I want to raise more money than you've ever raised.
That's right. So one of them is a day with Drew, and we've been talking about that. A day. Well, we can do a date. That woman who's been asking, I'm sure there's a lot, but we can arrange that too. A day with Drew.
We can arrange that too.
So we want to bring people into his facility. And maybe help with the hot sauces, and then participate in one of his outrageous videos.
So you got pepper sprayed?
Yeah.
Why?
The video was hotter. Our sauce, ghost pepper palsy.
Yes.
Or what's worse, ghost pepper palsy or getting pepper sprayed, and it was 100% getting pepper sprayed. And I think it was 100% worse for me because, like, as people with disabilities, your senses that you do have are so, like, heightened. So it's an interesting experience.
Interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't, like, I was like, it was so hard to drive.
I bet.
Like, because, like, you can't really open your eyes for, like, 20 minutes afterwards.
What did your parents say when you did that? Like, why, Drew?
Well, my mom was a probation officer and has worked in, like, law enforcement for 20 years. So like she knew my brother is in the Marines. He knew everybody was like, you did that on purpose? We're forced to do that. Like, why? You literally just went on Amazon, had the choice to hit the buy now button, still did it, and then you got your best friends in 3rd grade to pepper spray you in the eyes.
Right.
I want to show this slide, by the way. Go ahead and hit that one over for me, Zach. So when did you come up with all the ideas? Again, this is the levels of Drew's hot sauce. And I love, this is where you can see his humor. This is his self-deprecating side of himself.
To be honest, I always come up with the names before I ever come up with the flavor.
Okay.
Because it's super easy. It's easy once you know how to do it to create flavoring systems. It's not so easy to come up with a funny, on the line, non-offensive name that is universally funny.
Right? Just for the parking, I wouldn't do that one. I like really, really hot. So which one would I like?
Do you like dill pickle?
Yeah.
We just released.
That's on the cover of your website.
Yeah, we just released a new garlic dill pickle sauce. Pretty popular. I'm a big bacon guy. I decided to make a bacon sauce because as a former 300-pounder, you get bacon any way possible. So the fact that I'm able to get a low-calorie bacon flavor, I love it. So those are our 2 top sellers and my favorites, but they are all good and all have their own different flavor profiles. And
hey, I like habanero, so I think I would like crippling agony. There's limping, special treatment, life's a beach, just for the parking, ghost pepper palsy. I mean, again, he made these names up, so don't be listening going, Monica, he's doing it. And you have to laugh with him about this. It's what he really, really wants. All right, we're going to take a quick break. You didn't bring any in, did you?
I didn't.
Oh, darn it, I want to taste these.
Well,
all right, we're going to purchase some here for you.
We'll bring you some.
No, we're going to purchase some again.
Well, that's even better.
To be able to give back. I love hot sauce. I have it on everything. So I'm going to ask Drew, what are some of his favorite recipes that you would use these on? Because when I hovered over them on your website, I can see like some ribs and chicken and things like that. So we'll talk about that. We'll also look at your comments. So don't go anywhere. We have more with Drew Davis and Dave Welborn when we return.
Wow, I just got off live with the real Monica Adams. What a wonderful experience. I don't watch news because of all the negativity that it brings and the way it drives me emotionally to a place I don't really like to feel. So to be a part of a show that has a sole purpose of bringing positivity to the community, and then with the desire to just build people up, it has been one of the greatest joys, one of the greatest experiences that I've had a chance to be a part of when it comes to being a guest. This studio, it is fantastic. As I watched my show before I came in, I saw the lighting and I was impressed by the way this room is lit, but it is so warm and comforting to be in here. Whether you're a guest or a viewer, this show is a must watch, a must be a part of, and just continue doing great things out there, Monica. You are changing lives every day.
And welcome back once again, The Real Monica Adams Show. I told you this was going to be a very inspiring show, and we've got even some more exciting things to tell you about. Looking at the comments, Rose says, I love hot sauce, but I'm a wimp the hotter it is. My boys love the heat. Where do we buy these, Drew?
The cripplingcompany.com. The original 3 flavors are in stores like Schnucks and Dierberg's around the area, all of them.
Well, shoot, I wish I would have known that. I went to Dierberg's yesterday to get some food because we're making chili for our Foodie Friday, and that absolutely, chili loves hot sauce.
Right.
Yeah, chili does. Specifically, I think the bacon one is best in chili. But,
okay.
Yeah.
So I was just going to ask you, so if you look at all of the different flavors you have, what are some of the greatest recipes that you've seen your hot sauces used in?
I saw, so for like my grandpa, barbecue sauce is high in sugar. He can't really have it.
Right.
So the mild, while it's not a barbecue sauce, kind of has that sort of flavor vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
So making ribs with the just for the parking, breakfast burritos for the limping or medium, eggs, stuff like that. My favorite is, like I said, the bacon, either in chili or like a low-calorie bacon cheeseburger, because my stomach doesn't do grease. Jalapeno poppers with the dill pickle.
Yes. I like hot sauce on everything. There's a commercial that says, I put that,
Right.
on everything. But yes, so if you are just tuning in, you missed Drew saying that although, yes, a lot of you might hear the story about how a teacher told him that his idea was unrealistic, it really goes back to his love for hot sauce and how it got him to lose 150 pounds. Because, by the way, for those of you that are looking to lose weight, yes, eat, hotter the better. It raises your metabolism. It helps it's the capsaicin, I think, that's in it, right?
Yeah, that does help a little bit. Like, I think it's a little, like, while everything helps to stack odds in your favor, it is a little blown out of proportion how much it helps at points.
Does it curb your appetite?
It did for me.
Yeah.
And the more important thing when it comes to losing weight, it's a low-calorie flavor add. Losing weight and keeping it off is not sustainable if food doesn't taste good at its core.
Sure.
Willpower, even for people like me, only lasts so long.
Absolutely.
So you're not just gonna eat chicken, broccoli, and rice
It only goes so
the
far.
rest of your life.
Trust me, my clients say it all the time. I get it. Again, people are saying you're very impressive, inspiration, amazing. Congratulations to both of you. Morgan said, I'm proud of you, cousin, Morgan Ray. Love it. Thank you for watching, by the way. For those of you that have not had a chance to try his hot sauces, again, go to the Crippling Company or go to Schnucks, go to Dierberg's. Support him because he's truly just getting started. Follow him on social media so that you know what he has coming up next. Again, the big Ironman in April and an ultra marathon to come as well. Yeah, there's the cripplingcompany.com and all of the social medias that you can follow him on. All right, we've got something exciting that's taking place today, by the way. We're going to mention that in just a second. But before we do so, we have the video. This is where Drew and I first met. 70, I think, is a nightmare right now, right?
Yes.
Let's go over to 270. Northbound drivers, I know normally 55 to 40. Yeah, that's the backup. What do you think? People need to slow down, right?
Yeah.
What's the deal with St. Louis traffic? I do remember that. I knew it. I kept going, I know his name. I swear we've met. And when he came in, he's like, I got a surprise for you. And he was looking for it. I can't believe you found that.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I'm shocked I found that too.
You're good. I'm telling you, I need you on my team because that was quick, just in time. So he did traffic with me. That was back when we used to bring variety kids in, and I loved being able to have them, and be incorporated into the traffic. That was the Dobbs Mega Map that we used to do traffic on. So much fun. I love that. Okay, but you, from a TV standpoint, have a really big deal that's happening today. You want to tell everybody what you're going to be on?
Yeah, we're going to be on Kelly Clarkson today at 10 a.m.
How cool.
On Fox 2. So, it's just one of the many blessings that have came my way. And Kelly has been was one of the nicest celebrities I've ever had the opportunity to meet. Like, it was refreshing. Like, she just felt like a normal individual.
She's
like,
very real, isn't she?
Down to earth.
Yep.
Just great. You know, a lot of celebrities lose touch of like their beginnings, but
yep.
Yeah, no, she was great to talk to. It's a great conversation, very funny. So, yeah.
So 10 o'clock today on Fox 2, be sure to watch that. He's actually going to go home and have like a watch party. How did this all come about? How did she find out about you?
She just, I saw one of my videos and reached out to my customer service email. And it was like a 3-month process.
Oh, wow.
The screening.
And she interviewed you a few weeks ago?
Yeah, it was. She interviewed me in September.
Oh, okay. And there's something happening on this show that we can't tell you about. I can't wait, though, for all of us to see this, a special surprise that's going to take place. So you have to watch. I know you're all going to go, come on, tell us. Nope, you got to watch at 10 o'clock on Fox 2 because it's very, very cool. John said that voice back then, right, when he was doing Traffic with me. What were you, 8 years old in that?
I was like 8 or 10, I can't remember.
How old are you now?
I am 20.
20. Okay, so I know we were kidding around earlier, but there is a video out there that you said, and this is the teasing that you and your dad do, that your dad said that your first date you would have to be paid. It would have to be paid. Are you dating anybody?
No.
Are you interested?
I mean, I don't really.
Look at him and turn him red.
I don't think about any of that stuff, really. I really just have fun, and it makes content easier if you're not
being single.
Makes content easier.
I could do whatever I want without having to get permission, and I think like stuff like that the dating show style stuff that I do would not be possible like that. So
right.
Listen, I'm 20. I'm traveling all over the country.
Yeah, where are you going next? Did I hear Nashville?
I'm going
Alabama.
Actually on Thursday for the Bama versus Tennessee. So with a media company that I've been working with. So
fantastic.
Yeah, just having fun and.
He was just, where were you recently this past weekend?
I went University of Michigan.
Yeah, and so there were some girls that walked by with sunflowers, and I'm like, look at this. And he was, oh, you like sunflowers? Oh, hi, girls.
Yeah.
Follow him. He will make you laugh, but more importantly, get his hot sauce. Because I know a lot of you're buying hot sauces anyway. Why don't you give to someone that is here local with us, that is giving back to an incredible community with the Mo Better Foundation, and again, helping others who might in their lives think, I can't do anything with my life. But here he is showing you there's so much that you can do. He's really, truly an inspiration. And Dave's like, I can't wait for you to meet him, even though we met already, but I can't wait for you to see him again because of how inspirational that he is. And again, how humorous you are.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a combination of everything.
Yeah.
And if I would say to John, if you stop putting those comments, bring up some hot sauces for Monica.
Yeah, come on. I need some. I'm going to be making chili in about an hour. I'm going to watch Go Drew. Yes, please watch the Kelly Clarkson show. I love his honesty. I hope he remembers us little people. Well, he just told you why he loved Kelly, so trust me, if that was what he was drawn to, you can guarantee he'll stay the same way. Grounded, which comes from your upbringing. And you mentioned, again, early on, if you all just tuned in, what his parents instilled in him. And here he is using that. What do you hope people get from your story?
I mean, I hope that, like, people just get, like, you don't have to have a ton of money to start. You don't have to have all these big connections. You don't have to, know everything about what you're going into. You just gotta start. And, like, I think if you do good, it'll come back to you, and you got to be willing to work for it. But in 2025, with the internet, it's probably the most level field we've ever had. And as far as entrepreneurship goes, I know there is mega corporations. I know there is this and that, but I know some people in some very niche niche fields making a lot of money.
They're starting younger and younger.
There's this guy I know that literally makes videos on Pokemon cards and pulls 7 figures a year. So,
it's not anything that we ever thought would be the case, right?
Absolutely not.
No.
Pick your favorite topic, go all in on it, be willing to work, and it won't be, year 1, year 2. I still don't make money from crippling. I've started to make money in other ways, but not from the business itself yet, for growth and other purposes. But it won't happen in year 2. It won't happen right overnight. But I've always said our mission is much greater than any money that can be brought to the table for me. So as long as that mission is at the forefront and I'm able to make money in other ways, I really don't care, because I have always done it this way. Like, if I ever feel like I'm working, or like if I ever feel like I'm not enjoying it, like, then I'll pivot.
Right.
But like, I will never do something I'm not enjoying, because that's how we're gonna get the furthest with this mission, and I will never not enjoy having that mindset.
I love it. He spoke on the House floor, by the way, in Missouri a handful of years ago, and there's a comment that you make that has the word legend in it. Will you say that for me?
I said, if you fail, it's okay. If you don't, you're a legend. Even, I didn't say this part, but like, Elon Musk has failed before. Jeff Bezos has too. But you only remember them for their 1 or 2 big hits. So for the people that like get scared of failing, literally everybody fails. Entrepreneurship is a failing game, but you just gotta stay in it. It's like a boxing match. You'll get punched in the face, but if you stay in it, it's like survival of the fittest.
And a lot of times you might be looking for inspiration, and you're looking to lean on someone else, and you got to do it all on your own.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, as far as like people's views, I think social media has glamorized entrepreneurship, and while it is great, for 99% of people, it is not yachts and supercars.
No.
and this and that. And that's fine.
You shouldn't be driven by money. You should be driven by wanting to change the
reason
world.
I started Crippling is because I didn't want to rely on some HR manager seeing past my wheelchair and like really like believing in my abilities. Because still to this day, 86% of the disabled community in the U.S. is unemployed. That's not because they don't want to work. Half of them either struggle to find jobs because people look past their abilities, or it's so expensive to have a disability and it just makes more sense to stay on Medicaid. And that's like what Dave is hoping. I'm hoping we can tackle that as a team, because the disabled community has some of the smartest people I've ever met.
Absolutely.
And I just want them to have more of a chance, just like I did to go.
Absolutely. We need to give them opportunities, and you need to believe in them. All right, folks, all of you that are looking to employ, he just said it. We want to work. Again, so any comments that you want to drop in later, you can do a little hashtag replay. Kristen said he's a true inspiration. Thank you. Dave's doing great work also. Thank you, Dave. To all of you, before we wrap up, one more time, I want you to follow both of them. So it's the Mo Better Foundation. November 1st is the gala coming up at Grants Farm. Tickets are available. There's a website for you to purchase tickets. Again, help them do the incredible work that they are doing. And then follow Drew. He's on several platforms. You can also go to his website to purchase the hot sauces we've been talking about, thecripplingcompany.com, or go into some of the local stores, pick them up again when you're picking up your next hot sauce. All right, gentlemen, so we wrap up with a devotional at the end of every show, and I let my guest pick. Do you want Drew to pick, or you want? Okay, Drew. It's 100 Days to Freedom books, okay? Mm-hmm. So it's 100 Days to Freedom from shame, from fear and anxiety, anger, overeating, or depression. Which one are you feeling?
I think we go fear.
Fear and anxiety. All right. 100 Days to Freedom from fear and anxiety. That's how we'll wrap up with our devotional, so don't go anywhere.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here, we help you feel good, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
Welcome back again. We are in our final few minutes of the show, and this is where we do a devotional. I always love to bring it back to faith, all right? For those of us that have been through dark times, again, Drew's telling you about the story he's gone through, but look at the inspiration he just provided for you. So if you're feeling all alone, again, make sure that you lean on someone. There's someone out there that loves you, that supports you, that is there for you. And that's the faith side that we like to bring in. So Drew picked fear and anxiety, which, by the way, is chosen by a lot of my guests. We're actually on day 86 of this one, so only 14 more days where we hope we've given you freedom from your fear and anxiety. This one's called Attentive. I love the Lord because he hears my voice and my prayer for mercy. Because he bends down to listen, I will pray as long as I have breath. This is Psalm 116, verses 1 and 2. If you don't think so, he does. God cares about you. He knows you because he created you with his purpose and his design. Even in times when you feel uncertain, you can be assured that God is attentive to your needs. Your fear and anxiety may lead you to believe that God doesn't know what you're experiencing. It simply is not true. The truth is that God knows what you're going through and wants to hear from you. When you begin the practice of praying about what is making you afraid or causing you anxiety, you'll experience God's peace in his presence. And when we praise God in the midst of our struggle, we will feel his presence, which hopefully will calm your fears. It's not a magic formula. It's a spiritual practice. God will meet you in the places where you need him most. It could be a prayer in a doctor's office as you wait for a diagnosis. It could be in your workplace when deadlines are looming. It could be in your home where relationships are tense. Wherever you are, God will hear your prayers and meet you with grace and mercy. Marilyn Medberg said, the hope is the expectation of fulfillment that is anchored in God's promise to meet my need. Hope's not based on my emotional or mental determination. It's rooted in God. Quite simply, we are optimistic because we have faith in whom we have placed our hope. And the function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. That's an interesting one. Today's prayer: Lord Jesus, I lift my heart to you today, all my concerns, my fears, my challenges. I know you'll hear my prayer and meet my needs. Thank you for your grace and mercy. Amen. And again, for all of you that are watching and listening, because we will be turning this in to one of our podcasts, which is, if you don't know, we have a podcast that drops at 8 a.m. on Thursday. Just know that you're not alone. And I know there are times where you'll struggle and you'll say, I'm sure Drew probably have done it in his life. Why me? And then other people change that to why not me? Right? You ever said those words?
I mean, I still, at times to this day, still have moments like that.
Sure.
And I think that's okay. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be as confident 24/7 as, like, I see him in my videos and I see this and that. And I think that's the important part to know about social media is I'm not always like that. Am I like that 95% of the time? Yeah, but I have bad days too, just like everybody else does. And I think, like, further the topic of we're human as well. Like, I can't help it, and I've struggled with anxiety immensely my entire life, and I think that's okay as well. How I've gotten through it is my creative outlet of making content in the business. So.
And we have to find our outlet, right? And sometimes we need humor to be able to get through this. But I love the fact that he just said, it's okay. So one of the greatest things that we've been saying lately is whatever you're dealing with, this too shall pass. It'll come back, but it's how we receive it again. You are wonderful, Drew. I'm so glad that we have reconnected. You as well. Thank you for your humor. Thank you for your tenacity. And again, Kristen said, we love hot sauce. We will definitely be buying them. This is what I want you to do. I want you to share, because as people go to the grocery store and say, oh, I'm going to pick this hot sauce or that hot sauce, I want you to remember the name of his so you can go, oh, that's Drew. That's who was just on Monica's show. So again, it's the cripplingcompany.com where you can purchase those, or again, at some of our local stores. Thank you, my friend. So good to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to keep following you. And good luck in April. I don't doubt at all that you are going to be doing amazing things. And again, we're going to purchase these hot sauces. Dave, thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you have a wonderful gala. And again, thank you for a wonderful organization. To all of you, again, we couldn't do it without our sponsors, and we couldn't do it without you watching each and every day. Tomorrow is a Wellness Wednesday. We'll inspire you from home. And again, keep you motivated on your mental, your spiritual, and your physical health. Remember, the greatest thing you can go out and do every day is to find somebody new, introduce yourself to them, make them laugh. But the greatest thing you can do is to be kind. God bless you all. Have a great day.